Serious about the swearing.
Serious. Here we go. We are live. What's up? On a special Deadzone monthly on a Sunday because we had a special request from someone, and we're going to discuss that. So with me, as always, is the very talented and handsome young men from up north. I refer to them as Terrence and Phillip, but you might know them. Jack and Rob from Deadzone, the podcast. And we have say hello, buddy. And you will take orders from me without protest today. And we have a special guest, Mr. Community Chopper Pat, the man with the most nicknames.
How you guys doing?
The Mantic universe. And we are going to be discussing our Decepticon plans, discussing the tournament, and all sorts of other nasty goodness. So that's that. Who wants to start talking? Anybody? Or anybody want to talk about what they're working on? Jack?
No.
Nothing, Jack?
I did not prepare anything. The last show we did was very, very formal and done by the numbers, and it was there wasn't much room for tinkering around, so I wasn't prepared. Then I come in and everyone's building something.
Well, we're waiting for Pat, so idle time is can't let that slide.
Exactly. That was my fault.
Yeah, catching up on Sabrina the Teenage Witch is tough sometimes. So you got
because it's out of syndication now, so it's hard to find it on online. So
right. Well, when it's on, it's on. You gotta jump on it.
Exactly. So.
All right. Anybody else? I'm just working on. I actually got my Warpath pledge, and it was all. I just got. I went really kind of cheap this time. I just got the dwarf. The Forge Father, whatever, battle group or whatnot, and the just been working on that, trying to get
comes
that.
In it?
We got a bunch of Steel Warriors. I think it was like 25 Steel Warriors, 2 Iron Ancestors, 5 Brockers with the Chief Brocker, which I'm glad because I didn't have a Chief Brocker. Then you got the guy Ingolf with the Mastiff, the dog. Some Forge Guard, and the Drop Troopers, which are actually pretty cool. So basically, you build up a Forge Guard, and then you put all metal pieces on it.
All right.
Yeah, which, by the way, are a pain in a nutsack to put together. So my suggestion is get some green stuff and the glue and put it together. Like make the sticky. I think it's a little more yellow than blue, and you make it very sticky, and that seemed to work out good. But before that, it was really pissing me off. I think that's it. Oh, and I got the Jotun, the cannon.
Okay.
Then I got the command dice and the Husafudges, the tokens.
No book yet, right?
What's that? No. We got First Strike, which I already read the e-reader, but we got the physical copy of that.
Oh, really? I didn't ever get a physical copy.
Yeah, we got the physical copy, and that's it. The rule books haven't come in yet. So
you start working on an army yet? A list wise?
Yes. But
trying to plan out my model count.
Yeah, that's I'm going to magnetize the Arn Ancestors so I could switch out the gear, and also if I'm playing Deadzone with them, I want to know if I can switch out the hands and stuff like that. So I want to magnetize that, and I don't know what to do with the Steel Warriors because there's so many of them. Are they Storm Rage veterans? Do I take Steel Warriors? Do I take Storm Rage veteran heavy troopers?
Well, do you remember how many teams in a unit?
I think it's 5 each.
So 5 teams in a unit.
Yeah.
So that's at least 25 models if you max it out.
Right.
So you probably have just enough to then make one unit.
Well, no. I think it's see the team thing is very confusing. When I was reading the book, it's team. So a team is a model, and a unit is a bunch of teams.
Yes.
But isn't a team a bunch of people? So if a team
a team is usually 5 25 bases and 2 40 mil bases.
Now, are we talking Warpath or Firefight?
Warpath.
Okay, I was talking Firefight. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
So, but in Firefight, it's also that the team is a single unit, and then isn't it the grouping is the group is not the team, it's the unit is the group of teams. It's very confusing. That wording is very confusing.
Huh.
Because a team is a model and a unit is a bunch of teams.
I think because it's kind of trying to blend both.
Yeah, but it's
So you can, I guess, in your head, substitute model for team for model.
yeah. But it's hard because a team is usually more than one guy. Like a volleyball team has 6 guys on it. So,
Yeah.
if you're, like if you're a tennis player, you could be your own team. But, but I digress.
Now I'm just confused.
Yeah, it was a little confusing. And I remember on one of the things, on one of the Facebook groups, guy was saying that they did that specifically to do something. I don't know what it was, but
to create
Confused coach.
to create a fact.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I thought a unit would be one guy and a team would be a bunch of guys, but I'm not that smart, so I don't make the rules. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to Firefight because I think that'll fill the void of not playing 40K and mass battle game. That would be using Firefight because it's very similar with the removing of the models and things like that.
Yeah, but you're not using as many. So I think it's just a step above a skirmish in my book.
Right.
I think if you really want the mash, you want the Firefight because we're talking a lot of models then.
In straight Warpath.
Warpath.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is I've been really focusing on the Firefight stuff, but is Warpath more or less Kings of War in space, or is it?
It's not even close to Kings of War.
It's not because that's the.
I mean, because you put them on bases, it's not good. That's the only similarity between Kings of War.
Okay, but you still don't remove the models. You still leave the models on the plank, right?
Yeah, and then when you take enough wounds, you remove a plank.
Okay. So that's the similarity. That's what people are saying is the similarity, but the rules are different.
Yeah, I mean, in Kings of War, you have one plank of whatever number of models.
Mm-hmm.
In Warpath, you have one unit with several different amounts of planks.
Right.
So
you can have 3 planks.
yeah, so like an Orc Command unit is anywhere from 1 to 5.
Okay.
Or 1 to 4, 1 to 4. And then each one of those is 5 models.
Okay. I see. So you if you put 3 together, you have 15 models, but it's 3 units.
Three teams in one unit.
Got you. All right.
And they have to be 2 inches apart.
Okay, so now that's their coherency is 2 inches apart.
2 inches, yeah.
Because Firefight is 1 inch.
That is correct.
So now, when you fire against that unit, say there's like you said, the 3 planks, three sets of models. I shoot at that unit. Who takes damage? The whole unit or just
The whole
one
unit.
of them? Okay,
Yeah.
so when I got to wipe you out, I got to wipe out all 15 models. I got to wipe out all 3 planks.
That's correct.
Okay.
Each plank has a nerve and a resistance, I guess is the word. A resilience.
Resilience.
So
okay.
the resilience is the number of wounds each plank can take. So like I think an Orc Commando is 4 off the top of my head. So for every 4 wounds you do to that unit, you can take 1 plank off.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I gotta just I gotta wrap my head around that because I'm still in that 40K mode.
Yeah,
But I don't.
I mean, have you ever played Epic? It's in a sense it's similar to that.
Okay. It's more like Epic. I got you.
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, I hate to say it's like, but
Well,
that's misleading. That's misleading to some people who know how to play Epic.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
actually, sorry. Or Command Unit Resilience is 5 for people who want to get a little preview.
Mm.
And it's 4 teams, and so you need to do at least 5 wounds to destroy one team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty huge, actually.
Right.
Yeah,
it's good. But what's cool is that as I'm reading stuff, everything is pretty powerful. So you're going to be killing stuff, and you're going to be getting killed quick. So it's not going to be where things are so resilient that they're going to stay on the table the whole time.
No. I mean, I think the average resilience is 3.
Okay.
Let's take a look. Corporation Strider is 4. The Corp Rangers are 4. Yep, they're all 4s too. So.
Yeah, I know I was looking at the dwarves. A lot of their resilience is 5 and 6.
Yeah,
they might be
5 is Forge Guards are 5,
mm-hmm.
But you can only have 1 or 2 teams of those. Your Brockers are 4,
right?
1 to 4. Storm Rage Veterans are 4. Your regular Steel Warriors are 4. And your favorite Militia are 4.
Militia are awesome. As we proved in the last team building exercise. The thing I like about Firefight is you could take whatever the hell you want. I think that's more up Jack's alley. So if you're going to play the game, I think it would be because you could take like 4 Striders if you wanted. There's no restriction on anything. You could take, you don't even have, Jack, you don't even have to take a leader if you don't want to.
Oh. So I might play Marauders.
With all goblins.
Now, Pat.
Yes.
How does command work? Like, I have the command dice here. I have them here.
Uh-huh.
And they have... Let's see. So they have these cool... One thing I like about Mantic, though, we're starting to get these cool dice that are replacing cards, which is nice. So I have a 1, I have a 2, I have a 1 with a plus on it, a 3,
and
that's basically it. So what do? You roll the dice, and you need that many successes to get a command, correct?
Yes.
So if it's like, say, a level 2 command, they need at least 2 successes on the dice.
You need 2 successes on the dice, yes.
Okay, and then that command...
yeah, the 1 represents 1 success, the 2 represents 2 successes, and yada, so far. And a blank is a failure. It doesn't add.
Okay. And then I was reading that the plus on the 1, the 2, there's a plus on the 1 and the 2. When you roll that, you could put that back in your command pool, and you could save that for later.
That is correct. Even if it was a blank.
Right. So if it's a failure anyway, you could save that.
Put it back put the dice back in your pool.
In your pool, right? Okay. That's not bad. And what do you roll? You always roll 3, or you roll as many as you want?
It's the command pool is your commander's.
Am I putting you on the spot here?
A little bit. I'm trying to remember.
Because that was I was trying to figure out. That's the one. Everything.
You have to add all the command values of all the units that have the command ability.
Okay.
It usually comes with a number.
Okay.
Like command 1, command 2. So if you had, because with, I'm going to go back to Marauders because that's what I've been working with the last 3 days.
Yeah.
With Marauders, when you take a regular commando unit, you can upgrade one of those. For better visualization, I can't even say that. For every plank, one plank in that set of 4 can be upgraded with a leader, and that leader is like a command 1.
Okay.
So if I took 3 or 4 units of regular commandos and upgraded a leader, that would be at least 3 dice.
Okay, so that's the commandos. So yeah, so special rule. So if you take one guy for 45 extra points, you'll get a command 1 that gives you an extra dice.
Yeah.
And even if that guy dies, you don't lose that. Like in Deadzone, you keep those dice.
Yes.
I was reading that. Now, what is a Goron?
Basically, it's a feral orc. They're not as tough. So I guess they're the PFCs of the orc command unit. So before they hit the selection training and get to be a commando.
Okay.
Is for a military term, for better to put it. I mean, there's even a set of Gorons that are running around with bows and arrows, for God's sakes.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's the auxiliaries.
The auxiliaries, yeah. Is it auxiliary Goron stalkers?
Stalkers.
Oh,
Auxiliaries is the generic. We'll call them baby orcs for short.
Right.
But you can get they're fairly cheap. They're 40 points for a plank.
Right.
You can have up to anywhere from 2 to 6. So.
Yeah, for 40 points, it's crazy. And you know what's crazy is that for 10 points, you could upgrade a guy to a leader.
But you don't get a command dice with them.
Right. But you get the leadership. You get the leadership rule.
Yeah. I think the leadership rule bumps the nerve, and their nerve. Most of these marauders, their nerves are pretty low, like
Yeah, nerve 2.
Yeah. So, as a marauder player, I'm bumping my guys up because I don't want to suppress those. Get your guys suppressed. And when you have suppression markers greater than your nerve, then you become, I guess, grounded is another word for it. You can't do anything if you're grounded.
Right, and then you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, well, you can. You have to rally.
Right, but I'm saying you could. If you have 4 suppression, you could pretty much only get rid of 2.
Well, no, because you can. It's regroup. It's a D6 plus 1.
Okay.
But that's a long action.
Yeah.
That's basically all you're doing is regrouping.
Right. Well, that's the whole point of suppressing the guy.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, my Forge Fathers, they have headstrong. They don't take any suppression from firing, from shooting.
Yeah. Well, every marauder is headstrong, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, at least the commandos are.
Nice.
Yeah, commandos. I think the Ripper suits. Yeah, the Ripper suits are headstrong. So commandos and Ripper suits. That's all you need then.
All right. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing some battle reports again, getting back to the roots. Because when we started the channel, it was mostly 40K, and we've kind of moved away from it. I do miss the mass battle game, but it seems like Firefight and Warpath have a lot of the clunkiness taken out of 40K. So it's like the stuff that we hated about 40K is not in Warpath, and it seems like this is going to be a we can get like 2 or 3 mass battle games a night.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Firefight is going to be more me versus you trying to kill as many people as we can. Whereas Warpath is going to be kind of more of a take and hold kind of a thing. The way the scenarios play out, you want to get your guys in a fortified position. You want to hold that fortified position you can, and as the opponent, you have to try and get your team and assault people out of those buildings so you can control it, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of there's a lot of bonuses to having fire lanes and everything, especially with the Overwatch rule and everything.
Yeah, and then also get to use all that terrain that I have sitting in boxes in a closet.
Yeah,
I could pull all that stuff out and actually start to use that again.
So I've been planning out my bases like that. So I think doing a standard five pip dice formation, you can actually make just a square base that's just a hair smaller than 3 inches. So you can actually then just slide your base into the Deadzone terrain.
Okay.
So when I get those cut, I'm gonna try it out and see if it actually works.
What I did was since I started playing Deadzone, I've been I always cut the little doohickey off the bottom, the little round thing.
Uh-huh.
I always cut it off, and I turned my bases upside down so that that missing piece was on the bottom, and I could put a magnet in that. So now I could just magnetize all those guys and stick them onto a metal base or something, or
Yep.
Or we did a video where I was actually doing a Necron obelisk, and I took all every Necron vehicle that I have has this magnetic paint on it, and I took the scarabs and I painted them red, and they're my wound counters, and I put a magnet on that, so it's like magnetized paint. So
Nice.
I think I might just slab it on the bases, magnetize the dudes, and then put them on the bases like that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And the paint is not bad. It's about $20. You get about a quart of it, but it lasts. I've used it a lot, and I've never I never had a problem. I think I'm going to have a lot of it for a while. So,
Yeah, we bought it because you did it, Coach, and we have a ton of it still too.
Yeah, it just the worst part is when you have it left, and then I put it in a little container, but it doesn't matter. It dries. So now I have like 3 or 4 of these little magnetic,
Bowls.
yeah, bowls full of stuff. But we
So
digress.
if
What's that?
you were saying, Pat, you're saying that the multi-base size is about 3 by 3.
It can be. I mean, the specific, I think, was minimum of 30, no greater than, I want to say no greater than 80. But that's...
So you could use like a Deadzone terrain as your bases then, right?
You definitely could, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
You can actually take the actual Deadzone tile that has got the nine squares on it,
Mm-hmm.
and use that.
That's cool. I wonder if that was planned.
The team base can be no more than 150 mils, and no less than 30 mils across in any direction. So you got quite a bit of leeway there.
So if the game is in inches, how come they just don't tell us the base is inches?
In inches?
Inches.
Because what is 150 millimeters? That's...
I don't know. Maybe it's tree by tree. I don't know.
It's 15 centimeters, so it's about an inch. I don't know. It's, what is it, 2.2 centimeters per inch?
150 millimeters is 5.9 inches.
Yeah. So, you want to measure
Almost
5.9 inches?
Why didn't they just say 6 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Jack's always complained about the inches and millimeters.
I feel like
mix.
as Canadians, you would be the closest one to be able to answer that one.
Yeah, we use both. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Americans, we tried to have the metric system a while ago, and it never took. We couldn't figure it out.
I mean, we use it. We use it in the hospital biz, but outside of that, I don't use it anywhere else. So,
right.
See, we're the opposite. We use inches in like construction, things like that, and then everything else is millimeters.
Yeah, I think I just use weights and volume metric. I don't think I use anything else. I don't even think I use distance.
No, meters.
So,
all right, guys, you want to move on to the incredible time that we're going to have in about 120 days, which will be at Adepticon.
It's going to be fun.
Now, here I thought this was the Warpath monthly, which I thought, I'm here on a Sunday. I'm here on the wrong day, but now we're into the meat and potatoes.
Well, Jack, I saw the eye starting to twitch close, and I said, let me move on to Deadzone for my buddy there is falling asleep. He's actually frozen right now. All right, so Adepticon, I got the as you know, there's a professional organization here. I have the rule packet out that was administered by our buddy Community Pat. I thought it was Chopper, but I guess he signs his name Community Pat now.
it's all over the place. It all depends on what I'm doing.
Right. Okay. So what hat you're wearing that day, right? Okay. So at Las Vegas Open, you're going to be doing Deadzone tournament, and also at Adepticon.
Yes.
I know we're not the three of us are not going. Are you going to Las Vegas?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a terrible business trip, right?
It's it's on Super Bowl weekend on top of that, so.
Oh, jeez.
So you go from there.
Yeah, you're twisting your arm to go, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so
I mean, honestly, I'd rather be at home for the Super Bowl. I don't. I'm not a big fan of Vegas to begin with.
Mm.
And then put me there during the Super Bowl when I could be watching at home.
Right. Yeah, I'm like that too. I like to watch the Super Bowl at home with like my family. We watch.
Yeah, or just a couple of friends, but I don't need a bunch of drunk strangers screaming Patriots at the top of their lungs.
There is that.
So.
And also, Super Bowl weekend happens to be the most popular weekend in Vegas.
Yeah.
So.
But if I win $350 again playing craps, it won't be so bad.
There you go. Well,
you can't complain about that.
No.
Gambling is the root of the devil. So go ahead. But anyway, so all right. So we all. I don't know. Jack hasn't decided yet. I know Rob is not in the tournament, but I am in the tournament. Jack, did you decide?
Adepticon.
At Adepticon, yes.
Okay.
Jack, you there or are you frozen? Jack looks frozen.
I'm there.
Okay.
He's always looks like that.
Okay. So it says, you have to do the whole thing. Sign up for the thing. Is it sold out yet, or?
As far as I know, no.
And at this point, how many do we have?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't checked.
No. Okay.
I've been kind of waiting until after the holidays because I feel like it's slow until after New Year's, and then people start to.
Yeah, people aren't ready yet.
Once they've spent, they've recouped from Christmas gifts and everything. Because it's what is it for the badge? $50?
No, it's $30, man.
It's $30 plus, and then you have to sign up for all your events.
Yeah. So the event, I think the Deadzone tournament's $20. I don't think it was that much.
I don't remember how much. We don't set the prices on the tournament, so.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it was like $20. It wasn't anything substantial. So.
Yeah, maybe it was 50 total.
Yeah. I think it was 45. I think that was what I paid for the tournament and the thing. So maybe it's 15.
Oh, all right.
So
15 sounds a little more correct to me.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Tickets can be purchased at Adepticon. Please bring a printed copy of your order.
A painted copy.
Painted copy. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we want Japanese calligraphy as your list, please.
I'll bring it. I'll do my kanji, and I'll make sure everything is.
If you can put it on giant parchment and write it with a giant mop.
Okay.
Like you've seen those kung fu movies.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So prizes 1, 2, and 3. Additional prizes for best sportsman and best painted. Age limit 14 and up. 16 must be under the age of 16 must be completed by an adult. I think you put that in there for my son, who's still not playing in the tournament.
Why is he not playing in the tournament?
I don't know.
He wants to hang out with you. That's why.
Well,
he's a smart kid.
I think that I don't want Andrew to play in a tournament. I really think Georgie should play in a tournament. Georgie, you want to play in the Deadzone tournament?
No.
He said no. Pat, have you actually talked to a goblin, a real life goblin?
Yeah, several times actually.
Yeah, well, you never met me, so.
Yeah. These are the more known goblins in the.
I think George is going to be heading up the question at Adepticon this year for us.
Nice.
He'll be in charge of that. Him and Rob will be running around doing that.
Yep, we're gonna have a official mascot.
What do I know?
Yeah, you don't know nothing. All right, Georgie, go back in the cage.
You, please.
Just go back in the cage. Go. All right, there he goes. All right, so you got to have your dice. You got to have everything. All right, so let's hit the rubber to the road. Jack, are you playing? Did you decide yet or not?
Like I said, we talked off air candidly, and this is the closest thing I'm going to get to a vacation. So I'm going to play that by ear. If I want to, when it gets close enough and how I'm feeling, I'll jump in. But as of right now, I'm not decided.
All right. So listen, try not to worry your little vagina there, and why don't you just jump right into it, man? Come on.
Because I might just be out whoring and drinking. I might just blow the whole thing off.
All right.
Whoa.
I don't know about that, Jack. Come on. And then, you know what though? A drunk Jack at Mantic Open Night might be incredible.
Incredible.
But I will be bringing at least one strike team so that we can play on our downtime. We'll our room will turn into a den of iniquity with Deadzone also in the mix.
So there'll be like a whole Deadzone thing going on in the middle with the opium den on the side. It'll be kind of like something like that, right?
Yeah. It'll be House of the Rising Sun. Oh yeah, and there's a mat with 3-inch squares over there in the corner.
So since this opium den is now on the table, my name is completely off that reservation, correct? Yeah. Or Rob?
Yeah, I'll be the one arrested. Don't worry.
Wait till he tells you about the cockfighting in the corner. So, all right. So
sadly, it has nothing to do with chickens.
Whoa!
Oh!
Wait, get my name back on that list.
I think somebody's been reading Pat's diary. All right, here we go. So the strike team, the strike force is basically the single force list up to the points limit, which, by God, you've all come to your senses and you're all playing 200 points. Thank God. That is probably the best information that I've heard in a while. I think 200 points is going to be that's just where it's at, man. What are you guys playing out there in Chicago? You playing 200 or less?
Well, with our campaign, it was variable. It was 100 to 250.
Okay.
But
yeah, you rolled a dice or something, right?
Yeah, I played
That's
a couple.
cool.
I played a couple 250s, and that was too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck 150, 200. I'm okay with 150 myself, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you though, 200 is better because if you're running an elite force, it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. But even with an elite force, I mean, the last team building exercise we did, the Forge Fathers, was pretty much one of the most expensive armies between them and the Asterians. I think the most expensive.
Yeah.
And at 200 points, I had the max. I only had 8 guys. I think Rob had 7, and Jack, how many did you have in that list? In the Forge Father list? You had 8.
Yeah, you guys had both the same, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so that's really like almost where version 1 was when we were playing for 75 points. So I think 200 points might be maybe 85 points in version 1, but it's still, I think that's the best place, man.
Yeah. Well, we had the Forge Father guy at 250. He kept rolling a lot of 250s, and so there's a lot of times when I watched two Iron Answers run across the board.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be, man.
Wow.
You know, just squishing goblins and orcs between the metal toes. It's just the way.
Well, at that point, I just take a bunch of Hulks then.
Yeah. But that AP3.
It's AP5, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So you got to roll naked.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a question. So basically, we're going 200 points, just a regular, legit force list that's in the Marine rule book, which is very cool. Now, your force list must be chosen from one of the official armies listed below. However, allies are permitted in following the normal limitations. Is that a typo?
I think so.
Yeah, because there's no elite. That's probably like Kings of War or something like that. You would
Maybe I'll have to fix that.
Yeah. All right. So now
You got Coach's hopes up. You could ally with some
No,
Forge
I mean-
Fathers and some.
That probably slipped my eyesight when we put it together.
I'll tell you what, man. I would go Forge Fathers and some Kalishi.
Oh yeah, that'd be a little powerful.
No, you would add some rebel snipers.
Well, if you can find the rule that says you can take allies, then it's permitted within the normal limitations.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think you can though in Deadzone.
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. I mean, well, when you're at home, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can paint yourself green and then play, but
But that's just Georgie.
yeah, that's Georgia. Yeah. All right. So no elite lists in this tournament, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like I want to open that can of worms at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
Just play straight up, and then let's go from there. Whoa, what is that?
My new tank. Bolt
For-
action.
For bolt action? Is that
I just built it.
Is that an M1?
It is a Sherman, a
It's-
M4 Sherman.
It's your Fury?
No, that's an Easy 8, I believe, a Fury.
Really? Because I can see
This is just-
I can see the box in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks similar. Oh, yeah, it's called Armored Fury. That's the name of the box set.
Oh,
That was my that was the band I was in the 80s. Armored Fury. Yeah. Now, Pat, what's a fan list? Fan lists are considered unofficial and may not be used.
it's
Like
basically-
Mars attacks or
someone just make a someone just made a Mars attacks list.
Yeah.
yeah, you're looking at it.
So that's a fan list.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Anything that's not put out by us is a fan list.
Gotcha.
So GCPS, you think it'll be out by then?
That's a hard call. I don't know.
It's a long way away yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see if GCPS gets corrected and put out by then. Right now, it's way too powerful.
Yes.
I haven't played it yet. That's next on the agenda. So, before we go on, we got the Hobby Habit. Hobby Habit. I just subbed to your channel, so I'm looking forward to that. Coach, what army are you fighting in the Deadzone tournament with? Forge Fathers? Question mark. I at this point I don't even know. I got it down to 3, and I'm not sure what it is. So I got to figure a way to figure it in and then figure it out. So that's my new catchphrase. So
Jack said he took some Veerman, but they're going to be fixed by then, so they'll be too good.
So Veerman, yeah, everybody knows how much I love the Veerman. You know what, the Veerman just let me down because I was really looking forward to them, and then they suck donkey bowl. So,
Oh, they'll be fixed.
they'll be fixed. They'll be fixed. I know the guys are working on it. So, all right, here we go. Miniatures. Players are permitted to use any number of non-Mantic miniatures in their army. Remember that best painted will only consider armies with the Mantic models. However, so you basically got to have models in there. And listen, if you're gonna be playing in the thing, bring some. I'm not saying you got to be Da Vinci, but just put a little effort into it.
Well, I mean, let's just point out that it is an Adepticon rule that all armies have to be painted.
Right.
So
At least
any tournament or any event that is happening at Adepticon, that is the convention rule, and we were told it's supposed to be plugged into the tournament rules too. So when people talk
Just to make
about
sure.
why is this tournament over here in Timbuktu not required, but Adepticon is, because Adepticon specifically wants at least 3 colors on your models.
Right, but
I personally think that you shouldn't be able to play with non-Mantic miniatures either for Deadzone. Deadzone's so specific. It's not like Kings of War,
Yeah. But we've never been the company that
I
says
know.
you have
You guys
to
are
play.
too nice.
Yeah. At some point that'll change. I mean, once the lines are full, because there's still some models that we don't have out. So as long
That's true. That's true.
when you can tell people, when people could say you don't have that model.
Yeah, I guess there are certain ones. And, yeah,
militia.
there's militia. You just
No.
got to find them.
Well, yeah. Good luck. So I like the thing you put. Counts as proxy models should be appropriate replacements. No commandos acting as teratons. They should be on an appropriate basis. So now, what about that with the bases? Because some, I know there's really not a hard and fast rule when it comes to bases.
Not really. I mean, I just put that in because you don't want to stick a Ripper suit on a 25 mil. Basically, that's what's there to stop that.
Right. But I put, like, for myself, I know I put my my Peacekeepers on a 25 mil because they fit. And I don't know if they should be on the big one, but they're only size 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think base size has anything to do with model size.
Right.
With the game. I mean, but if it comes with the 30 mil or 40 mil base, put it on 30 or 40 mil base. They come with the base they're supposed to be on anyways.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. I got those off of eBay, so I didn't get bases. So I just kind of used what I had.
Sure.
I think it's within reason. I think that's the thing. Like you say, you don't want a Teraton or like a Ripper suit on a 25 millimeter base or whatever. Like
Yeah.
It's just common sense rules, right?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you got to put these caveats in there because you will have in tournaments you will have that player.
Yeah, one guy will do it.
Who will look to get all the advantage he can get.
Like all those guys will be Z's, so that they're really small.
Yeah, it's a sad truth, and unfortunately that we have to put these things in these things, and it's not a complaint. It's a reason.
Yeah. Oh, I find it super annoying. For you, Pat, I will say that's if somebody does that, they should just be tossed out on their ass.
So no modeling for advantage, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
can you model for disadvantage by putting guys up higher than they should be and
sure,
put them on plinths?
You can make them so big that they can never have cover.
Everybody like jumping up and like like
Yep.
what's it called, the stage 2 linebacker, the guy who's like this.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
He's trying to get shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, I modeled those arms down because that was just ridiculous. That was just ridiculous, All right, so let's keep going. We got some good questions, but I want to forge on through. So that's it. Basically, your force list, equipment, point value. You got to have that. You guys have any specific, like you want it out of Battle Scribe or something like that? Because I put all my stuff on an Excel file.
I mean, as far as that concerned, you can put it on a piece of graph paper as long as it's legible.
Okay. All right, so we're going 90-minute games. You figure we're going to get about 4 games like last time?
I think so.
Yeah. All right.
As long as everyone plays,
Yeah.
you play. You don't. It's hard to. I mean, the model count on this is so low. It's hard to slow play, anyways.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, sure, you can run and get a cup of coffee from Starbucks.
No, that's you can slow play. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think the whole thing with Deadzone at the very beginning with the deployment and the recon's got to be done quickly.
Yeah.
That's because between your deployment, setting up, and the recon, and then winning the recon, rolling for the recon, doing the recon, that takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So you got to get a jump on that and get that all going because, and then if you have scout, so you got to start the game quickly. That's what I think is the holdup. The game after that goes smooth, but that's where the rubber
90
hits the
minutes,
road.
though. 90 minutes is quite a while.
Yeah, but for 200 points, 90 minutes is about right. You can go. I mean, you can go 2-3 rounds, or you can go 7-8 rounds, depending on what your mission. If your mission is to eradicate everybody, then it's go out there and kill everybody. That's one thing. But if you got to hold objectives and stuff, those missions usually go 5-6 rounds. In my humble opinion.
Yeah, for the tournament, Pat, is it going to be the regular missions, or is it going to be special missions, or just certain missions? Do you know yet?
It'll probably be just the regular missions out of the book.
Okay, so that's the next question I was going to say. All right, so the regular missions out of the book.
I don't want to complicate this first year with the new rules too much.
Now, what about the one question I have is we're going to do the missions, which makes sense. So let's say we go with the shitty infiltrate mission or the just the regular capture the flag mission or whatever that stuff. What about the secret missions? Are we doing secret missions this year? Because that was
you get 2 points for completing your secret mission.
Okay, because some of the secret missions alter the core mission.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So now, what if you get a secret mission that you don't want to do? Can you invoke the Family Gamers rule?
No,
you have to do the secret mission.
Exactly.
So how do you check the guy if he does it? We got to be honest, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Right.
So write them down and just have them hidden somewhere. So at the end, you say, "Okay, this was
definitely
my
write it.
mission."
You can definitely write it on a piece of paper and put it off to the side.
Yeah.
And then
just to make sure. Yeah.
And at the end of the game, you flip over what your secret mission number was or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that'd be fair because, like once again, you might get the one guy who's just like all of a sudden halfway through the game, okay, now I'm doing this secret mission because I'm closer to doing that, switching their ideas or. You always have to prepare for the jerks.
So now it says here the scoring will be players will score a number of tournament points equal to the number of victory points they achieved for the round. The maximum number of victory points for a single game is 20. The victory points earned above 20 will be ignored. So basically, that's how you win the game. You gotta score 20 points, 20 victory points in the game.
Yeah.
You get 4 points for winning the battle, 2 points for a draw, and will earn 2 tournament points for completing their secret mission. So you can really walk away with 26 points.
That is correct.
Maximum. Okay.
Yes.
So I can get my 20 points. I can get 4 points, but not do the secret mission and lose those 2 points.
Yeah.
And then the guy that I beat can get 19 points and get 2 points for if he completes his secret mission.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then if it's game 4 is a tie, it's a win-loss, number of core mission goals completed, number of model kills, and then just a dice off, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's basically so. But that was my biggest thing, the secret missions, because I don't know, some of the some of the secret missions are a little bit out in left field, in my opinion.
Yes, but again, I'm not trying to change. I'm not trying to change everything for one. I want to see how it works out first.
Right. So I think it makes sense. This year we'll go straight book, and then next year you can actually make a mixed pack.
Yeah.
With some new stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. You wanna?
Yeah, get suggestions at the end of the tournament. Okay, what did you like? What didn't you like? And then
I mean, it's the first year, at least in the States, as an official tournament from us. I know people have been running them at their local store, and I'm sure some of them homebrewed some of the rules and everything, which is great. But I'm trying to set this as the template for official tournaments for us.
Right.
So I need to see what's broken and what doesn't break. So
yeah, you can't. It's hard because you can't really.
I can't predict anything until I see it. So
yeah, and plus when it's with the book, everybody has equal access to the book.
Yeah,
so
there's no surprises. There will be no surprises here. So
right. Yeah, so if you get a bad secret mission, then you just got to kill the enemy and try to get to 20 points and get your core mission, and then
try to finish the game before they finish their secret mission, if anything.
Right, exactly. All right. So
who's running the tournament this year, Pat?
Who's running the tournament?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I haven't made assignments yet, but it could be
Rob?
a guy. It could.
Rob? Is it Rob?
It'll be Rob.
Okay.
Rob said he would do it for free.
Right.
Actually, he said he'd give me $10 if he could be allowed to run. No,
Really?
I'll just let you do it for free, man.
Righteous bucks, man.
So
I'll be too busy recording with Georgie the Goblin.
Hey, listen, man, I got a 64 gig card to put in the thing, so you got to fill that all up.
Yep, we're gonna have some great stuff.
Okay,
Cover
so
the tournament.
here we go. Got a few things here. Somebody saying I'm going to be running the Veerman. No, I will not.
So he said he was, and he changed his mind after you told him.
Yeah, no, I'm just ain't going to happen. Okay, Tyler's saying that he likes to put his size 2s and 3s on 40s generally, but it depends because a Peacekeeper is the size 2. You could put him on a 20 to 28 mil, but then a Veerman Nightmare is a size 2, and they won't fit. So, And it's a double-edged sword, though. Smaller bases mean they can't tuck part of it around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Rick's Candon has a good question. Should dog drones be on bases?
I feel like every model should be on a base.
Yeah,
That's what I think too. That's what I said.
So even a plate,
Especially with Deadzone.
I'm pretty sure we don't give a base for a dog drone, though, do we?
no. But
Yeah.
what about like a plague swarm? Because it's basically a base.
Yeah, that thing is pretty much a base as it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people put them on a base. I've seen most people put on bases anyways. They put them on a 40.
I
Yeah,
did.
Jack, did you put yours?
Yeah, I based mine.
Yeah. So
I
again, I personally feel like everything should be on the base anyway. So
Yeah, even like the sentry guns or the
it's part of
gun
it's,
tracks and
It's
stuff.
even my version 1 sentry guns are on 25. So it's part of the game. It's part of the hobby. You know, we model up bases so we can put our models on it. So, and it's not that bases are, you can't get a 25 mil or 40 mil base anywhere for, you know, a nickel anyway. So,
yeah, I got about 600 of them lying around. So
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know any guy who's been in this hobby that doesn't have a drawer full of bases somewhere.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's not that hard to put it on a base. So,
yeah. I mean, I know I've got at least 100 Slaughter bases just lying around.
oh, the slot of base, my bane.
No, I'm glad though. I really like the Mantic base. I've learned to love it. Turn the thing upside down and put the magnet on the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very versatile base. You can either plug it in the hole and just leave it as is, or you can flip it over like I've done.
Right. Yeah,
It is solidly constructed. If you put that, you glue that disc into that hole, you got a pretty solid. You don't have to worry about him falling off that base.
Yeah, that thing's never come off a base again.
Yeah. You have to cut him off.
With actually breaking the model.
Yeah,
that's
the one good thing about it.
But I do like really basing up the bases. You know, I don't know if you guys know that because I hate when guys come with the model on a base with no
paint. It's just black.
No, yeah, I hate that, man. You gotta throw a little sand or something. Get a little Elmer's glue or do something. Get a glue stick. I mean, you know, make the freaking effort, man. Come on.
How would you do it with a glue stick?
I just, you know, go like you dab it, and then you sprinkle some salt on it, and then you.
I mean, you can get a 10-pound bag.
That's what I did with the glue stick with my Chief Malacca. I built up his base so it like blends together.
That's cool.
With a glue stick.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, you can. I hate to sound like I'm nitpicking or anything, but you know, these things, basing is fairly cheap and easy to do. Now you can go to the Home Depot, you can pick up a 10-pound, 15-pound bag of playground sand for $3.
Right.
Or kitty litter or anything. Yeah.
You can get yourself one of those 5-gallon paint things, and you dump all the sand in there, and you got, you know, ballast for, you know, till you die from glue inhalation.
But you know what's even good too? Like even if you want to go with the GW route, like they have the Astro Granite, you just put it on. It's cool. They have some other stuff that's like Mars. You could throw a wash on it. Or I got this crap. It's pretty good. The crackle paste.
Oh yeah, crackle paste is nice.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's great. You kind of slather it on and it just breaks, and you know.
Yeah, if you're looking to get a cracked earth look.
Yeah, I did that for my John Starnfeld. Like he came, you know, superhero landing. He broke the concrete. So now I'm going to put all my drop guys on those bases just to make it look like, you know, superhero landing. Yeah.
Themed bases.
Yeah. Come on, man. Hobby it up. All right.
Right.
Let's see. So Dog Drone should be on bases. Tyler said, yes, I think it should. All right. So there you go. Rick's Cannon said, coaches Excel Army lists do look great on the vids. Thank you, sir. They do. And I agree with you. Rob Harper says that he agrees everything should be on the base.
He does.
He does.
That's crazy.
He's chiming in over here.
That guy sobered up to get on chat.
What?
Yeah, I'm drinking protein drinks here.
Put that meth pipe down, and he started.
I might be high on super glue. That's about it.
There you go. Picked a bad week to stop sniffing glue. So, all right. Yeah, I agree. Deadzone, everything should be on the base. That's what Rob said. I've seen both. Rick said I've seen both on and off dog drones like that. Hobby Habit says I've seen sentry guns on and off the base, but I based everything as well. So that's it. Rick said that cards would be a cool, easy way to manage secret missions. But that would entail that Pat has to make cards now.
Yeah.
Pat's like, no.
I don't have approval. I don't have approval to. I don't have the expense approval to make cards.
I actually have a solution to that. I could send you it. Because what I did was, for doing the battle reports, we tape them and then everybody leaves, and I'm stuck with footage and not knowing everything. So I kind of have a call list for everything. What I've done is taken all the missions and the side missions, and then a breakdown of the points. So you got to fill it all out. So maybe like if mission 1 is we going to roll for mission, or you're going to give us the mission?
I think I'm going to give you the mission.
And then we roll for secret.
Yeah.
Okay, so then if you want, we could do that. Do the let's say mission 1 has 4 secret missions. We could, so that's patrol. The patrol has 4 secret missions with it, one being regular patrol, and then the other 3. We could have it written out. So like as you roll, you got to circle it, so nobody could dick around with the rules later on.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of that occurred to me because that's easy enough to do on a Word document and get that printed up.
Yeah, because if it's going to be mission 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're just going to randomly give out the mission, like patrol might be the 4th mission. We don't know. So if you do that, and then we could just do that, so there's no chicanery. I mean, mine might be erased and then circle the other one, but don't worry about that because I made a mistake the first time. So
yeah. I circled the wrong one. I circled the wrong one by accident.
Yeah, because halfway through the game, I figured out I could do this mission better, so I erased it. And, did it like that. But yeah, I think that's a good way to go. And then when we hand it in, that'll be the tournament points right there. So there's no chicanery going on. So I think that'd be cool. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a blast, man. The new rules are good. The models are good. The last time the terrain was good. It wasn't too much, but it wasn't too little.
It'll probably be the same terrain.
Yeah, I think it's good. But Pat, can we have 2 sets of terrain for just us to run games and video? Because I know Tyler's going and.
Well, we'll talk when you get there.
Yeah, and I mean just so that we could play our offshoot games, not tournament games. We want to
Sure.
Just demo them on the side.
We'll talk.
Kinda.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Are you saying that various people from various different podcasts and or YouTube will get together and cross promote and do content all in the guise of having fun with some sort of Deadzone themed hijinks and tomfoolery? Is that what you're implying?
That's so weird.
No. What I'm saying is that I know myself. The only thing I'm really looking forward to is playing Jack from the Deadzone podcast. So, we want to make people's dreams come true.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna sell raffle tickets for that.
We'll make that happen.
And Jack, would you let Pat deny people's dreams? I don't think Pat's that kind of guy.
No,
he doesn't. No, he does not strike me like we're familiar enough, but I wouldn't say in the deep, dark, blackest parts of his heart. I don't. Maybe there's a part of him that would, but I don't think so.
I hear that guy's got a heart of gold.
Right. Once you get a few beers in him, boy, oh boy, heart of gold, right?
Yeah.
We'll bring some Joe Louis to bribe him with.
Yeah, I've been so. You know what? I always look for imagery for that on the thing because they have that kind of semi-offensive
Semi-offensive?
semi-offensive mascot on it, and for the life of me, you cannot find that imagery anywhere on the internet.
That's funny.
Well, we don't have the same racial history that America does, so we're allowed to, there's certain things we're allowed to do, and we can go, hey,
Yeah,
it's just a cartoon mascot. It's yeah.
no one outside America is going to see this. Is what a lot of Canadians say.
But now I'm intrigued.
You never seen Joe Louis? No.
No.
Yeah, if I could, I would tell you to look it up in Google, but you can't find it.
You got to use Canadian Google.
But you can definitely learn about the delicious treat that is the Joe Louis.
Yeah.
Is that an alcoholic beverage we're talking about?
No, it's like a Hostess kind of thing.
No.
I wonder if they don't even sell it anymore. Maybe someone did complain. I haven't looked.
I would hope not.
There's still
You look
Just
forward
change,
to that.
just change the quote unquote mascot and just but leave the cakes alone.
Oh, they'll still sell the cakes. Those are a tradition within the
Yeah.
Canadian Cake Society.
the Canadian Cake Society. Very official.
Yeah.
In case you
Joe
just
Louis.
tuned in, this is the Wargaming Bakery, and we're talking about Joe Louis.
Yeah, how delicious they are, and then we'll talk about that other cake that you guys gave me. That was. You remember that one, Rob? I think you even sent me a recipe on how to make it.
Oh, is it the what's it?
Nanaimo
Nanaimo bars?
Yes, my
That's
wife liked those. I wasn't such a big fan of those, but my wife loved them.
Oh, I love those too. Those are my faves.
It was like
And I think I gave
it's like
you
a pudding on top of a
some
brownie.
chocolate in there.
Yeah, it was a weird combination of many desserts.
And then there was the what's the Phil Millie or whatever, those really fluffy pastry ones
Oh yeah,
with like strawberry inside.
yeah. We blew through the Joe Louis like the first 2 days of the Deadzone in the booth.
See, we'll just have to bring a box up with us.
Yeah,
bring some more, yeah.
Oh, Joe Louis. I think maybe it was a franchise opportunity for you down there, Pat. Just bring him in.
can't compete with Hostess. I get a cease and desist from those. I mean,
The Hostess gangsters come
well,
around.
it's bad enough that we can't get Cadbury's in the States right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Cadbury chocolates, because Hershey's put it like a quote unquote ban on them. So, like, I used to be able to go to Walmart and get Flake. I can't even get Flake. So yeah, bring some Flake.
We have to make a list.
And I'm gonna thumbs up to you, or I'm gonna thumb my finger at Hershey's for putting on that. You know, if you didn't make such a shitty chocolate, excuse my language.
We'll try to bring it across the border and we'll get arrested. There'll be
the chocolate police over there.
Yeah, you're smuggling this in. What about the heroin and stuff? No, it's the Flake that we're pissed off at.
Shooting you with Hershey mini candy bars from a Nerf gun.
You look over and the guy beside you, what are you in for? I tried to bring some Kinder eggs over. Oh.
Well, that's the funny thing is that the eggs are still available but it's not the same that you would probably get. I did a whole lot of research.
Inside?
I did a whole lot of research on this because I was very upset about not getting any Flake. But the Cadbury egg is still allowed to be sold because Hershey's makes it using their recipe, not the same recipe as Cadbury, so it's a different tasting egg.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a chocolate monopoly. We have to break this up.
It's not right. We'll do our best, Pat. We'll bring in what we can.
Yeah. So we've derailed from talking about Adepticon straight into chocolate.
Yeah. Well, we've never gone off on a tangent ever when we've done these things, so I'll let you guys slide this time.
Okay.
All right. So Samuel Throw is asking a question. So I'm seeing as of right now 6 people are watching your live broadcast. Does that count the 4 of you? No, it doesn't. So we have legitimately 6 people watching. All right. There is a Canadian Google? Yes, I think there is. Right.
It's Google.ca, I think, right?
Okay.
I think I think I could go to .com anyways, but I know it says Google Canada. No, it's .ca.
All right. So
Same thing, same results.
Here's one question. Hobby Habit. When did the Warpath Kickstarter ship? I missed backing it. I'm dying to get marionettes and the Forge Farther Tanks vehicles someday. So you missed backing it. Well, what they did was they made a list of Mantic and they sent out to the most awesome people first. And then those people got it, and then it's going to trickle down to the less awesome people. So with that said, I got mine on Thursday, and I'm happy with it. The only thing, there's a few models that I got when my Deadzone Kickstarter that I just got a few more here. So it's like
So you got more models, is what you're saying?
yeah. Well, I got. I think the only new models I got, I didn't have the Brocker Chief, which I'm glad I got that. The Ingolf with his dog, I got that character. The Drop Troopers, but I think everything else is just more stuff from Deadzone. And I guess with the templates and the rule books when the rule books come in.
Yes.
That I think that was the main backing for it.
But if you missed the Kickstarter and you're looking to get a hold of it, like he was asking,
Uh-huh.
March is pretty much when retail will be getting their stuff.
in March.
Yeah. So you'll have to hold out for at least 3 more months.
Yeah, 3 more months.
So Adepticon will have some Warpath stuff there to buy. I might have to pick up some more
We
vehicles.
will have quite a few Warpath at Adepticon. So if you don't want to wait for your retail store, come to Adepticon.
Cool.
So listen, the guys that are watching right now, if you just type in real quick, who's going to Adepticon? Because if you're going, I know we'd all love to meet. Listen, if you're going to Adepticon and you don't know anybody, let's say you're going on your own, because I know I think Tyler's going by himself, but he knows us. Come hang out with us, man. We're gonna be there. I'm gonna be there Wednesday to Sunday. And just hang out with us, man. But just come and say,
Are you
hey,
flying,
man.
Coach?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not driving this time. I'm not driving. I did that twice, and it was like, I think for the two of us, round trip and everything is like $400. It's the best $400 I'm ever going to spend.
Yeah. And plus, chances are it's going to snow again. I don't think I've been to an Adepticon where it hasn't snowed.
Right. Well, the first time when I met you, I was like, yeah, we're going to cut out. We were going to stay an extra day, but you know what? We're going to cut out early. And we left that day, and I think we were in like Iowa or something. We were passing through one of those things.
I think you're going the wrong way.
Yeah,
That's why it took you so long to get home.
so long.
we made a left at Albuquerque. But I think when we just hit Pennsylvania and we stop at a rest stop, and they had like an iPad in the thing, and it just was like, Eric goes, "Oh, look at Chicago," and we were in Pennsylvania by then, but it was like you see white covering the whole thing, like the whole lake and everything, and I was like, we just got out just in time because it wasn't snowing when we got out, and then I remember you texted me, you were like, "Oh, I need a picture for the, to put on the thing for about the tournament." And you're like, yeah, we got caught in like a foot of snow, loading the trucks. It was snowing. It was like, oh,
it was horrible.
All right, so let's see who's going. So I have to choose between Warpath or the Nintendo Switch. What's a Nintendo Switch? That's some new.
Is that the new mini Nintendo game that sold out?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, it's like 250 on Amazon right now. So or eBay.
These kids with their rock and roll, I can't keep up. All right.
So I would go with the Warpath because you have a better chance of getting Warpath than the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, there you go. Better investment.
They underproduced those things to build up to make it the hot item for Christmas, but they did it so poor. Like it's supposed to retail at $50 or $30 or $50, and they've and Nintendo said, "We'll just make a glut and make people like fight over them," but they made so few that they've already gone. It's not even an issue anymore. People have just washed their hands of the whole thing now.
Well, the Switch that's not the Switch. The Switch is like a portable device. It looks like a tablet almost. That's the mini Nintendo or whatever, Nintendo Mini or whatever it is called.
Well,
those things are cool looking, but yeah, Switch is different.
George is
say,
right now. I would have Georgie come in and give us the whole rundown of it, but
I'm sure he'd know.
Yeah, he probably knows.
I'd say just still go with the Warpath.
Yeah, definitely go for Warpath. So Christian Barr, you're going to Adepticon. All right, come up, say hello. Samuel said he wish he could. Christian is the only Mantic player in his group that's going. That's cool. Thank you in advance for all the coverage you do. Yeah, we're going to do a ton of coverage. I signed up for Deadzone. Looking forward to it. That's good. Hobby Habit, you going? He didn't say. He just said awesome, Christian. So, Pat, you want to go? I don't know if anyone signed up for it. I know that Tyler signed up for it. The jet bike race. What's up? What's up with that?
Oh, jet bike race. It's just it's a fun little thing one of my Pathfinders put together. We were talking one day, and we were talking about different things we can do at Adepticon. And the jet bikes had just come out, and I was thinking, well, you know what? And I just watched the old Kurt Douglas Ben-Hur.
Okay.
And I was thinking, why don't we just do jet bike chariot races? You know, it evolved from having a sidecar to just being the jet bikes, and so it's just gonna be a fun little event. We're gonna roll three heats, and then the top 2 players of each heat will play in the final later on in the afternoon.
Okay.
So we played it. We unveiled it at Gen Con last year at Mantic Night there, and it was well received. There was a lot of people staying around playing it, and it's a pretty fun little alternative to using your jet bikes.
That's cool.
So
maybe I have to do a video on that. That sounds like fun.
yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I want to do that. I want to do the mech zone rules that Johnny P wrote. Did he ever make those rules up for version 2 or?
No, I don't know if he did or didn't. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, because that was Andrew was I think he killed Jack that time, and
No, it was me.
Oh,
Me and
it's
Andrew fought it out.
yeah, it was all up in your face.
He was up in my face. I was like, I don't know this kid. Little did I know it's Andrew, but
Well, you got to
he was calling
remember
me out.
we were listening to the podcast for a while, so it's like we kind of did know you.
We did hug it out at the end.
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
we
he
made up.
did.
It was all good.
Andrew's a hugger, so you know. Here's a good question. This is what I wanted to ask too. Mantic Night, what's up with the tickets? Not yet.
Not yet, only because I'm still working with the hotel. I have to iron out all the things. And then as soon as I get all the contracts signed, we will put it up for sale on the Mantic web store.
Okay.
So I don't think it'll be pretty much the same as last year, cost-wise. So you'll get a bag, you'll get 2 free drink tickets that you can cash in at Mantic Open Night. And so,
Oh, so I'm getting 4 drink tickets. Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
So, well, you know, Chris Kastner from the Lady Lake GT and podcast, him and his wife came down. She just wanted to hang out, so he got her, or she got his drink tickets. So she had 4 glasses of wine while he was out playing some Kings of War at Mantic Open Night.
That's cool.
So,
All right. So there's a few things here. Full contact Australian rules jet bike racing. Yes.
yes, All Blacks.
All Blacks all day.
If you play the All Blacks, though, you have to do the haka.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's see. Almost thought Pat was going to reference Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace with pod races. No, if you're gonna reference anything, you're gonna reference Endor with Jedi. If not with the Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur first, because we're talking chariots.
Right. But I don't know. That jet bike kind of looks like the
Speeder?
the Rebel Speeder.
Speeder bikes?
Similar.
Yeah, they do, I guess. Not as long front, but yeah, similar.
So is anybody doing?
You gotta bring this guy.
Is anybody doing anything else other than Mantic stuff at there? Anybody doing any? There you go. Bring in Blaine. Any painting hobby tutorial things or anything like that? Or
Well, I think sometime this week we're going to do another Mantic hobby night. I think
this week? Okay.
Friday or Saturday. I can't remember what day I was talking. Because it's time to get the Warpath Army painted. That's going to be a daunting.
We don't have it yet.
That's going to be a daunting. Well, if you have extra Deadzone figures laying around.
But now's the time to get it. I'm jazzed that Coach got something in his greasy little hands, because right now the snow is piling up. We're literally having a blizzard right now.
Yeah. Well, how far did you guys get? Or how much snow did you guys get so far?
It was up past my ankles when I was shoveling about 3 hours ago.
Yeah, I did. I did the drive about 6 hours ago, and it was about 7 inches.
Yeah.
So this is the time when plastic trinkets, they're just crying out for painting. This is the time, especially with the holidays around the corner.
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys get hit with that stupid tariff, and Royal Mail is not. I've come to realize is not the most reliable and expeditious service.
I think it's just because we ordered too much stuff. They're waiting to last with us. They're like,
Or
their
it's these
pile's going to be quite
These
big.
guys again.
Screw those guys. They don't need their stuff.
It's not true. That is not true. That is a bold-faced lie. Rob's over there
They got tanks together.
painting tanks, for God's sakes. He's just his hands are shaking. His methadone's running out. He just needs it.
He's on the floor, picking through the carpet, looking for extra pieces of plastic to glue together.
There's that Pathfinder's head I dropped. Oh.
I do find Pathfinder heads every once in a while.
It's,
Get like bags of tanks.
yeah. It'll get you through, but it's not. It's no.
Yeah, it better come next week.
I hope so.
But I hope you guys put all this stuff together and you actually give the games a whirl. You know,
That's the sticky wicket. I think that expanding our Deadzone games to slightly bigger, 500 points, I think will be more likely than. Although Rob can't help himself, he'll just wander over and go like, "Hey, we're playing Kings of War, so paint up an army, a fantasy army." And I'm like, "Okay." And we did that a couple times. So who knows? He might just get a bug up his keister and we'll be playing.
We'll see.
I think Warpath might fall down your suit though, easier than Kings of War. So
I like Kings of War. Jack hates it.
That is not true.
the bus just left with tire tracks on your back, Jack.
That is correct. I had some issues with basing sizes, and it was very. This
is where getting millimeters and inches got into his bugaboo.
You know what I did? I ordered from Death Ray Designs, which is Brush for Hire. My buddy Austin over there, and I ordered one of each, and I just got the sizes, and it comes in like the base comes in a plastic bag, and on the plastic bag it tells you what it is, and I just wrote on it like, this is the Legion, this is the Horde, this is this, and I just left them in the bags because I'm gonna use them as templates. I didn't even want to try to figure it out. I went super extra lazy.
Well, you can't. The base sizes that they have on there, they're at no point, even with a. Rob's giving me the never mind.
I explained it to him like 20 times. That's why I'm a little annoyed.
You know what you got to do? Just give him the base and say, put 20 guys on this, put 30 guys on this, put 40 guys on this.
They don't build his lists for him.
They don't fit.
If you just put less, then
have their arms a slightly a dramatic pose means that you're going to now you're down to 19.
yeah,
That guy he's got a wide stance like a Republican.
that's the age old conflict of rank and flank gaming.
So Rob's like, just stick 5 guys on there. I said, that's a horde.
It doesn't matter.
I got to fit as many on there. So I start doing the math. I'm like, okay, well, so many millimeters.
So that's great. I'm going to encourage that out of you, Jack, because it's the opposite when you see people play when they put like 4 models and call it a horde. That gets me all going.
We just wanted to play a game. This isn't a tournament. We got some questions there, Coach.
Actually, I don't think we have any questions. We're talking, some guys in California.
No, somebody asked if we got crazy boxes. Anybody get crazy boxes?
I don't want to get a crazy box because I got enough freaking Veerman.
Yeah. We got the taster not that long ago, so we already got lots of crazy.
Honestly,
I'm actually surprised that Rob did not buy a crazy box.
I usually do, but like I said, we got just too much stuff already.
Yeah, we got the taster a couple months ago. We just got Infestation. We just got Contagion again with the new
Nexus Psi,
the Nexus Psi with the new Dr. Simmons, and any day now. And literally, I think a Postman is is dog sledding their way to Rob's house with Warpath. I think it was too much. Like wrong timing for us, anyways. But we already got a lot. If you were, say, just you found a YouTube channel that tickled your fancy about Deadzone, or perhaps a podcast that made you have a sensible chuckle, and then you're like, I need to get into it. Those crazy boxes are a fine way to get involved, but we already have.
It's a way to get crazy and have a box.
Yeah.
I think at this stage I got so much stuff that I'm just going to wait till Adepticon and pinpoint what I really need and what I really want when we get there. The only thing I really want is more terrain. I want to make a snowboard. Just take the terrain and put snow aspects in it and do things like that, kind of like Ice Station Zero or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, just to have that variety on the board, and then I don't know what faction to make. I mean, I basically painted them all up. The only one I haven't painted up were my the Marauder faction I have, so maybe I'll do that as a snow themed to go with the board.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Well,
It'd be kind of cool to see like kind of more like ice orcs, like more, maybe even do more blue tones or something in them.
But
I'm a purist in that sense, though. Just put them in snow gear and paint them green.
Paint them green. I like them in orange. I'm thinking I might paint them in orange because my Teratons are blue. So I did that, and then the blue for the Saphir, I did that, but we were thinking of changing the color of the Saphirs. I just finished mocking up my Saphir Lancers, putting guns on them. I converted the Deadzone team. So I'm
Show them off.
Where are they? Oh, here they are. Now some people might consider this heresy, but I'm going to give you the long shot. There it is. Those are the Lancers right there.
That's because you need that many Sphere Lancers.
Yeah, you never have enough.
Lee was making a sphere team or strike force for Lee Montgomery.
Yes.
I wonder how it turned out.
I got to tell you, man, if elite lists were allowed in the Deadzone tournament, I think I would have taken a Saphir team because the Lancers are just that good.
Yeah.
And Nikolovsky?
Nikolovsky are really cool, really cool.
Has anyone spoken to Lee social media wise? If he's coming to play or if he's just coming to visit? Last couple times he's been just coming to check it out.
No idea.
No idea. I haven't heard from him.
Jack, how about you on that social media you're always on?
Yes.
In Tokyo.
Is he operating a ham radio? What's going on?
That's what I was doing.
That's what he was doing. Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the passenger pigeon.
Oh.
That works.
Yeah.
That's Jack's technology level right there.
The telegraph. Yeah. I can only speak in dots and dashes, please.
That's right. A simpler but far more eloquent means of communication. Anytime you you have to write stop after you're done speaking, that's how you know that's what gentlemen do.
Yes. It leaves no question.
And I've never been on Facebook, but I assume that's how it works. So
yes, you have to put stop in every one of your posts.
Okay.
Stop.
Stop. Yep.
We got some people, say thank you. I appreciate it for the Saphir. I worked on them. They're coming out pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. So a few people said they look good. Yes, it was the Dread Bull team. I ordered a Dread Bull team, and I just converted it up. And then these two guys, because we have 6. So there's 6 Lancers. I'll try to go back. So these guys are all the Lancers. And then these two guys, I think I might convert something, make them up into rebel snipers. You know, and I'm not trying to be funny. Just,
You always need more.
yeah, well, it's like you know, I know I'm kind of Andrew's list is usually Nikolovsky, 4 to 6 Lancers, 2 Teratons, and 2 snipers. You know, in that range. I'm not sure of the numbers exactly, but that's kind of the way it is. So I want to, if we can make a whole Saphir team with 2 Teratons, that's kind of, I think that'll be like badass, you know. And I was thinking of strapping the guns to their backs, but I was like, you know what? We have 6 already. You're not going to fit more than 6 into an army. So, with the Teratons and all the other good stuff. So I'm going to just kind of model them up and do that. But I did do a little bit of heresy. I took the Holy Bolter and I made it into Saphir Lancer. So because that was the bless you. That was the thing that when I was converting, I was trying to figure out, and the Saphir are like they're like small. They're like kind of not flimsy, but they're wiry, model wise. They're a little bit skinny. So all the guns that I was trying to use for them were just huge. So I had to cut it down, and it actually worked out pretty good. So worked out good. What's the matter, Rob? You reading the comments?
Yeah, same. Because the hobby habit's going on about his Telegram messages, and it's quite humorous.
Yeah, but I did video it, so hopefully maybe I'll throw it on the internet or something like that. But are there plans for Rebs in Warpath or Firefight with lots of alien allies?
Yes. When that's going to happen, I cannot say.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Next Kickstarter.
Warpath technically hasn't even come out yet, so
Yeah.
no. When you think about it, it's not. I mean, we did the Kickstarter, and you guys are still actually waiting for your stuff. I got my stuff. I don't have the book yet, but you know what? I like the whole Mantic thing where it's like, okay, we're going to send you the book, and I want the book because I like my iPad. I use my iPad all the time, but having like the Deadzone book with me, I like that. I like that better. If I don't have the book, I'm good with the PDF until I get the book. It's not a problem. I know some people complain about that, but you know what? If you're going to play, you can just use the rules that you have already. I mean, I've already read through them when it was a PDF. Now I'm reading through them as the finalized PDF, and I'm digging it, man. So I don't know why people get all this worked up about, oh, we're getting the models first. Yeah, get the models first. I got to get the models first because without the models, the books are useless.
And you got to put them together and paint them up anyways. Yeah. You're not going to be – by the time you get the book, you might have an army painted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my goal.
I do like having the book to search through, and it's much easier than having a PDF to search through, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, I mean, in the meantime, you have the PDF. You can – which is what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm using the PDF to figure out my model count, making my 1,000-point, 1,500, 2,000-point versions, and then seeing what I have, and then getting a jump on.
That's the difference between, say, where I would go, oh, I'm looking forward to painting this model. I would get that model and I'd start painting it, and then someone would go, well, are you working on your army? No, I'm painting the model I want to paint. If you have a group of people and they are clamoring, you get that PDF out and you look, you go, okay, I need to build a team. I need to start painting what I need, not the glamour models, not the one you're looking for. So you get to jump that way. You can model them the way you want too.
I think Coke's been abducted.
Yay! It's our show now.
Quick, the Rob and Jack takeover has started.
Yeah.
He tried to come on our podcast. Now we have his channel.
I was so glad I was nice to these guys in the beginning.
That's right.
So now I'm
You're
safe
on our side
from abduction and any harm.
All of a sudden, Pat just abducted too. Yep.
No. George, you need to change.
Yep.
Well, That quite possibly you might be true.
So Adepticon, it's going to be fun. A lot of work for you, Pat.
Yes, it's going to be a long weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, a long week, really. What time? You get there Wednesday? Is that when you guys start?
Yeah, we'll load in Wednesday, set up Wednesday, be done hopefully early enough this year. I mean, I have a new system, so setup is usually fairly quick now.
Yeah, it's good. And you have it all in like shelves already boarded up, right? Like you just roll them in kind of thing?
Yep, the stocks are on the shelves already. All you have to do is just take the fronts off them and kind of arrange it a little bit nicer. But, we don't have to actually stock the shelves.
Yeah, that takes a long time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yep.
Do you know if you're going to have about the same size footprint as you had
20 by 20.
2 years ago? Yeah.
20 by 20.
Because it was big enough to have some space, but by the time Rob and I got there, I forget what it was, but people had their money in their hands and they were just raping those shelves because Rob went to go make some purchases and it was gone. I forget what you were looking for.
It was Peacekeepers at the time. They just came out and they're already gone.
I remember you went to buy the Peacekeepers, and I asked Pat, I said, hey, are there any Peacekeepers here? He says, yeah, some guy bought all of them. One guy bought all of them.
Yeah, can't close your eyes sometimes, and then blink, it's all gone.
Then you have some demo tables like usual, or would you have in any actual booth?
Yes, I think we will be having Walking Dead. There will be Warpath. And
in the actual booth?
Yeah, and Deadzone probably, yeah.
And I'm sure Walking Dead, if it's any indication of how it's been selling so far, that'll go quick. That stuff's been blowing off the shelves, eh?
It's a fun game. I just actually played a game the other day for fun. And I totally got destroyed because I let someone drive by zombie me. He had a whole bunch of zombies on one side, and he just literally sprinted past me, which causes him to make noise, which caused those zombies to come towards us, in quotes. But me being the closer model, they engaged my model and pretty much had lunch. So don't let that happen when you're playing.
So unbiasedly, it's actually a really good game?
Unbiasedly, it's a really good game, yes. Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't, working for the company, I probably would have the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for it's $50, $40, I forget now. $49.99. You get a ton of models. It's a fun little skirmish game. You don't have to play. I mean, people are always worried about the paper board, but you don't have to play it on the board. It's not designed to play on the paper board. You can put it on a 6x4 table if you have enough points, a model and stuff. So, and have a crazy. I mean, I don't know if anyone watched the Beast of War Weekender when Ronnie and those guys were out there in Ireland, and they played in a huge shopping mall.
Yeah, it's cool.
They set up a shopping mall and they played it.
Yeah, that thing was tense, man.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's from every time I've seen it played, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm not crazy about zombies, like especially Walking Dead, but it looks like a lot of fun as a game.
Yeah, I mean, and then I will reiterate, it's not just a zombie game because there's no one playing the zombies. It's two survivor groups. The zombies are just I don't know. I need Jack's vernacular dictionary here. What am I looking for? Protagonist. The zombies are just protagonists of the game,
Yep, and it's just looks fun. Jack is supposedly getting one. He won many moons ago. We'll see if it actually shows up.
Where do you win it at?
He won it on one of the Mantic Weekly videos. He was the winner. Because he bought the taster box. That's what it was.
That is correct. And Rob sent me a message and said, "Hey, Coach said you're a winner." And I said, "Oh yeah, well, obs." He said, "No, you won the I'm not going to use the terminology. Coach has been very, very specific of the language acceptable on his YouTube channel." But
when he typed it, it said, "Coach said, Jack, you're a wiener." I said, "What are you talking about?" And then it digressed from there, right?
But I said, oh, BS. And then he sent me a link to the video, and sure enough, my name was pulled, and that was it. So I will have a Walking Dead box again, probably on the pack mule that's coming across the tundra as we speak. A box of zombies will show up at my door, and Warpath will show up at Rob's.
Being held up by the newfies.
By something, I don't know.
But the models are real fun to paint, so you'll have a good time with that box, Jack.
Yeah.
I just want my Warpath.
This is the old version of Warpath. Walking Dead Warpath Zone.
Warpath.
Should be fun. But
All right, guys. We are winding down. I think we've exhausted everything. Somebody asked a question, though. I wanted to. Anyone know what's in the works for DZ post Nexus Psi? Like, what's the next expansion? Is that Joe? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I believe that's what he's asking.
All right. Well, they better do frickin' Sergeant frickin' Howlett, because I'm getting tired of this crap. Waiting for the frickin'.
There will be a new campaign book coming around summertime, so I won't say much more than that. So,
Pat, what's the like release on that? Is there a set like, all right, every year we're going to put out a campaign, or is there something, or it's like, hey, I got an idea, and then they go with it? Is there something in stone, or is it just whatever happens?
There's something in stone, yeah.
I'm saying like every every July we're going to come out with a new campaign book for Deadzone.
As far as that, no, I think it's more like what we've planned out every quarter.
Okay, but so there's a plan to it. It's not like, all right, hey, I got an idea. Let's.
Yeah, it's not like Ronnie comes out of the bathroom and goes, "Oh, you know what? Let's do this today."
Yeah.
Well, that probably happens too.
Well, yeah. Well, knowing Ronnie, yeah, he probably. That's how all business starts with Ronnie coming out. Hey, you know what I was thinking?
Well, not for nothing. That's where most of the best thinking happens.
I was thinking. I ran out of toilet paper, and I came up with this idea.
No worries.
No worries. It's frickin' Brits and then no worries, man. Oh my God, I got to deal with that in a few months.
Yeah, well, you'll have to deal with that because we've already established that at one point we're going to kidnap Ronnie and we're going to have drinks. Like that's going to happen too.
Wednesday night will probably be the best night to do that.
Wednesday night?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
You don't schedule a kidnapping.
At Adepticon, you have to, because that's the only. Once the convention starts, you'll never see. I barely see Ronnie during the convention.
Yeah, but Ronnie,
doing something.
I'm 250 pounds, man. Ronnie's like $105. I throw it right over my shoulder.
He's wiry and he's fast.
Yeah, that's,
it's like trying to catch a jackalope.
No, the best way to describe me was when Reese got caught in the thing, and he was in the police station, and he's like, "Shut up!" and he starts talking about, "I'll never stop. We'll keep coming and come."
Oh, Terminator.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Ronnie, he'll be settling down, and he'll say, "Oh."
But that Terminator got killed by a hydraulic press, so I don't want that to happen. So.
Yeah, but he still kept coming
until the hydraulic press crushed his head.
Yeah, well, if it crushed my head, I'm not worried because it won't damage anything. So no. Joe in Arizona saying anything for the Mercs.
They keep promising us.
Mercs, I do not know. I have not heard anything about Mercs yet.
I have a feeling it's going to be with Star Saga linked in with that, and then the Mercs will be like a release. Kind of like Nexus Psi or whatever, but with more rules for more models. Singular models that you can take.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I think Star Saga is that's a real good stepping stone for the Mercs, because it's a step down from Deadzone as far as models is concerned. You're going in with 2 or 3 guys. It's less of a strike team and more of a band of mercenaries.
It'll be 4.
Yeah. So you get 4 guys, and if those guys have the rules that can be translated right into Deadzone, that'd be great.
They'll have to. They have to.
Well, I think they promised that during the Kickstarter. So
yeah,
they better.
Rob wants to rock a Salvaggio so bad it hurts. So
he is pretty cool. That's Coach's. Coach is Salvaggio.
Yeah. I did old tree voices in there.
Yeah, we'll have to get some more short stories to record so Coach can do more voices.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. But Rob,
well,
out of everybody,
full-blown novels are coming, so
yeah.
But Rob, out of everybody, who was the one Johnny on the spot that could have stepped the quickest?
Whoa, we're getting some interference, but yes, you were always there, Coach. Anytime I was like, hey, you got to re-record that, or I forgot to give you a line.
Right.
You always were in there.
Professional. You got to be professional.
He's not a diva yet.
I'm. If the diva is the center of the universe, I'm the thing that's furthest from.
Well,
because Jack would be in the center of that universe.
Rob was singing the praises of the Jashin family players, the talent that was just exuding from that household. He was thrilled.
It was the Jashin ensemble.
Ensemble.
Is it like the Sound of Music in there all the time?
I was just gonna say, all of a sudden we're gonna hear a bedtime song for Coach signs off.
You know, I'm walking around. Georgie's in his lederhosen. You know, my wife's at the top of the hill spinning, and it's just it's awesome. And I just want to paint some models, and they keep singing. So now, I know Wednesday night we're going to steal Ronnie. He's going to come with us. But what is the availability of the Chopper hanging out with us?
On Wednesday?
He's like,
no, the Adepticon.
That's a hard call.
Well, definitely Wednesday, right?
Definitely Wednesday
and Saturday.
When are you guys leaving? Sunday or Monday?
I'm leaving Sunday.
Yeah, we are too.
All right. Well, there's definitely Mantic open night.
Yeah. I ain't doing no tournament this time.
No.
Although I did win the Gully tournament and I didn't get anything for it. Just saying. Putting it out there.
I don't think that was a tournament. I think that was just a little scenario to play, a fun scenario to play.
And I did win with Marauders.
My excellently painted Marauders.
Yes. I had the pleasure of using your Marauders. Oh, and if that son of a bitch shows up who stole my yellow dice that I had from D&D days, just bring it back, no questions asked, okay?
Who's that guy?
Some guy. I don't know, because I had an 8-sided dice that I bought from D&D. I know you're laughing because it's probably you, Jack. But anyway, I had a dice, and my son was like, oh, I'm playing Mech Zone. Can I use the dice? I said, yeah, but make sure you have the dice. There's 10 dice there. How'd you come back with Tree? All right? And the dice I had from like 1979 is gone. So if anybody has it, bring it back. I'm sure you've been rolling with it, and I don't mind. No questions asked, no broken noses, no nothing. Just bring it back.
I'm laughing because I didn't know if it was a bit or not because you've never told that story before. So it was either your comedy stylings, in which case I applaud, or you're holding on a grudge for 2 years, but you've bottled it down deep inside. I was unaware.
Now, does it make the story better that it's actually factual? It's a true story.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, I'll say a hard yes on that. Yes, it's far from.
Yeah, just for you, Jack. Just so you know, caveat to that story. I wasn't even turning up the accent. It just happens. But I get worked up. So
wait till you hear the podcast tomorrow night.
I heard you.
Deadzone, the podcast is coming out.
I have a feeling I'm gonna have to take a ride up to Canada to choke 2 people. I'm just
quite possibly.
You know, my unbridled hate and rage will keep me warm as I have my snorkel like this, and I'm with those backwards tennis rackets going through the snow, trying to get up to you guys.
Yep.
I got to go true buffalo. So
it's true.
The horse is dead behind me, and I'm still trudging on.
Just keep going.
Keep going north. And George is going to say, why don't you ask these people for directions? No, they don't know anything. Well, ask the Amish people where we're going because you made it right. You made it right at Iowa. How was that, Jack? I was trying to emulate the theater of the mind for you there.
That was good. It was an enjoyable little trip down. Like coaches, fun time players.
Yeah, but if anybody's got my frickin' dice, just give it back.
That dice on eBay. It's gone.
It's gone, right? Yeah. People.
Original D8 from the D&D, $25.
From the basic set.
Yeah, the red or blue.
The I think it was the red box.
Red was basic, blue was expert.
I mean, I had both, but yeah, the red box I started off with.
Yeah.
I think whoever's got it, they know. They covet it. They look at it every once in a while and go,
yeah.
Coach's dice.
It's the dice that you can't see the numbers unless you put crayon in it.
Exactly. It had black crayon. Damn it. And then Andrew was like, I'm like, the dice was 4 times your age. I don't have anything left
from my youth.
From my youth, except that dice.
Destroyed my youth, son. Literally and figuratively.
Well, I just looked up those dice on eBay. The whole set of the original dice, $171.
Oh my God! I was just joking about the $25. Yeah,
I was like, holy crap, Jack!
I got the same idea that Jack does. I'm going to go downstairs to the basement. I'm going to get my little blue ones that came out of the Expert Edition set.
And you guys, now you know why I'm pissed off.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mine are pretty beat up, but they're there.
Don't you own the yellow D8?
Where's the orange D8, you son of a bitch?
I think Jack's is blue, isn't it? Yours is blue, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, Jack's got the same set I got.
Blue.
Yeah, he's got a blue D8.
Look at that little guy. Oh,
it's like a weird shape too. It's really pointy.
It's got the green crayon. Mine does too.
Yeah. Blue. D12. Everyone needs a dodecahedron. Yeah, so anyone wants a set of dice on eBay, it'll be going for the low price. I'm going to start it at like 90. So just hop on and, I don't want to incite a bidding war, but I will hold them in my mouth before I send them to you. So,
and sign them. Sign the package or something. So you get the signature Jack dice.
Yes, my saliva and my signature. After that, the sky's the limit.
Yes. I have a set of orange and green dice I bought at Adepticon, and they are the worst dice ever. If you need to roll ones, get those dice. I literally am not using them anymore. They are that bad.
Where'd you buy them from?
One of the booths at Adepticon, because we didn't have dice for a Mantic night, so I bought a couple sets of dice. Terrible dice.
You should float them in water and see if they're balanced.
Oh, I'm sure they're not. I'm not even joking about the numbers, Jack. Like, they are bad rolling dice.
Oh yeah. Putting them in water, I think the closest thing to that happening is when he hawks them in the lake, because they are awful.
Well,
you should float them down the falls and see what numbers keep floating to the top when they hit the bottom.
That's right.
There was a guy who cut them in half. He cut some dice in half, showing why certain dice will, and like the cheaper dice have crappy middle. They're not really filled. They're filled with something and then covered with something. Mm-hmm. So it does make a difference,
It does for sure. Buy Chessex.
But do Chessex make
ones actually?
Chessex makes 8-sided.
They make whatever sided dice you want.
They do, right? Yeah.
Although the Mantic ones, I find they're fine. Jack, you use the white ones. They work good. I have my special ones.
Yeah.
They work all right.
Yeah, I've never had like huge runs of any particular number and like that. I'm pretty.
No, I think they're pretty even. Yeah, I think they're
non-anomalous.
Yeah, exactly. which isn't. It's kind of what you want with dice.
Yeah. And the numbers are legible, so there's no tomfoolery and hijinks. Not like your Cthulhu dice where you roll a show Goggoth and you're like, oh, let's see, that guy. And I'm like, I think that's the polyp, isn't it? No. No.
I hate when GW used to put out dice and they put the symbol on the 1.
Yeah, that's annoying. It's got to be on the highest number.
Of course it's got it. You're like, oh yeah, all right, hey. Ultramarines, oh no, that's all 1s. Terrible. You know. I just can't wait to bid on Jack's dice because he's gonna put him in his mouth and I'm gonna have the DNA and I'm gonna find some heinous things to do with those.
Make a clone of Jack. That's
I'm thinking
pro social media.
I'm just thinking like, you know, today in the bank robbery, 6 people were killed. All that was found was these dice and DNA on it.
It was spittle dice.
They're all 3 dice with 1s on it, and it had certain DNA on it. We're going to trace it back.
See, in my mind, I was hoping for some guy in a lab coat, you know, like would turn to the camera and there'd be a sheep, and then it'd like have my face on it, but like in a Cronenberg horror-y kind of thing, where it's like, wah. You're thinking crime, and I might have to rethink my DNA dice. Yeah,
Either
That's
that,
actually possible.
or we could make like a Quato out of it. You know,
Quado. Wait.
I'm glad you guys got that reference, man, because I was really stretching with that one.
everyone knows Quado. Like, you know, you've got to.
The single worst puppet in movie history.
I think any ventriloquist doll would be.
No, I'm saying in a movie, like, you know,
in a
movie. You're talking about big time there, and that freaking Quato was terrible.
Well, that whole scene when they're outside of Mars and their faces, they're suffocating.
Oh yeah.
That's not any better either.
Wow.
Or when he pulls the thing out of his nose.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
That part is terrible. It's just, you could tell it's not him.
Yeah. By that time when Colin Farrell is doing that thing.
Oh, Jack.
What?
The remake is actually bad. It's just not Total Recall.
It isn't. I have to agree.
It's got really nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Silly.
While the snow was piling up this afternoon, and while I wasn't painting the Warpath miniatures that are on their way, I watched a movie called Spectral.
Oh, I
want to see that.
It was awesome.
It was good.
I watched it last night.
I've heard it was pretty good. I got to watch it.
Did you notice something that was in there, Jack? I'm not going to spoil it, but go ahead.
I would just say that if you go in there with a Deadzone frame of mind and you kind of like start plugging and playing different things into it, it's like a Mantic Universe, the movie type thing. I'm not spoiling nothing.
I ain't spoiling nothing.
There's some twists. There's some. Yeah.
But without spoiling anything, did you notice the dog drones in it?
Yes. Yep.
If a dog drone was in a movie, this was it.
Was it on a base?
No. Like mine.
The callback.
And Jack,
classic comedy style. Right
wait. Jack, did you notice? They only had two toes?
Because they needed to be exceptional climbers.
Correct.
So yeah. No, it's a pretty decent movie. The sets alone were surprising.
And they were real,
for
like
a Netflix movie.
Yeah, and real actors.
Just when they were going through a war-torn city, and it was far and away better than anything you'd expect from a Netflix movie. Just the scene, the directing, the cinematography. It was really, really good.
No, it was excellent. Like they had a bunch of army guys in it, but like you could tell like the army guys from other movies. And what's his name? The one guy was in it. He was in the Benghazi movie. He was the one that got blown up, but he was in
Ben Stiller.
No.
Was that Michael Biehn in it? He's in almost every Army movie.
No, it wasn't Michael Biehn, but it was.
Was he playing some kind of Navy SEAL like he always does?
No, no. But what the hell is? I don't even know the guy's name. But when you watch it, like, oh, this guy was from this. Oh, this guy's from this. Oh, this guy's from this.
Well, it was a legitimate movie. It was made in 2014, and then something else came out at the same time, and they're like, oh, it's just like this movie, so we're not putting it out. And it was Paramount, I think, made it. And It got put on the back shelf, and then Netflix was like, we'll take it. And they put it out, and then I guess it's a pretty fun movie.
Yeah, no, it was excellent. The whole
Legendary.
the
Legendary Pictures, yeah.
Is Goldberg in it?
No, Goldberg's not in it.
Because he was excellent in Universal Soldier, whatever.
classic franchise. That was the first R-rated movie I ever saw.
Universal Soldier?
I was 12, I believe, when the first movie came out, and my dad took me to it and just like, he's old enough.
Oh, Jean-Claude.
Yeah, it scarred me. The necklace of ears. Yeah.
Oh.
Lundgren.
I remember seeing that in the movies, and remember the end part where like they blow up the girl, and then at the very end she starts to get up, and the whole movie theater goes, "Oh," because she was dead. She got blown up, and then
someone was like, "No, let her live,"
without a scratch on her, and the whole theater goes, "Oh," Which I'm a little embarrassed to say that I went to a movie and it was full with Universal Soldier.
That was back in the day when there wasn't as many movies.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't a million cable channels in either, so going to the movies was the only thing to do.
Yeah, really.
That's right.
I saw Lawnmower Man in the movie theater.
Whoa.
That was
Classic.
That was a debacle.
Yeah, I avoided that thing forever.
Please check out our Verb episode from Finland Old Time Radio, where we actually watch Lawnmower Man and discuss it. It is an excellent episode.
That's Jeff Fahey in it, right?
Yes.
Is that his name? Yeah. It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's not Manos the Hand of Fate, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, my MST.
Well, we wrapping this thing up, Coach?
You want to wrap it up? We'll wrap it up. Yes, it is a Rob Harper. It is a Netflix exclusive movie because Rob keeps commenting on the chat here. So, anybody want to say anything before we go? Wrap it up.
Sign up. Get your events in Adepticon. Come to Mantic Open Night. Tickets will be on sale, hopefully. I'm going to be conservative and say after Christmas.
That's good.
I mean, hopefully I can get a hold of this gal at the convention center tomorrow. Provided that she can get
available before Adepticon.
Provided she can get into work.
So it'll be available probably after the holidays, but before that, Jack and Rob get their Warpath stuff.
Yeah,
so that's good. Okay.
Well, I blame everything on Royal Mail. I've not had a good record with Royal Mail, that's for sure.
It's true.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, and then Deadzone the podcast will be coming out tomorrow, and I'm going to get all pissed off driving to work tomorrow. So I'm happy.
Yep. Let's hope you don't ram any people. No road rage, please.
In about 3 hours, it should be coming out.
Yep. It comes out in the morning, early morning.
So, run out to your phone and download that quickly.
Mess.
That mess.
Deadzone podcast. Yes.
And then, of course, we're doing a
The podcast.
team building exercise coming up. It's going to be second last one we're doing is the Enforcers next. And that should be coming out before the end of the month, before Christmas, somewhere in there. Just after Christmas, I guess.
Yeah. And then we got picked up for season 2.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So season 2. And then just think,
we still got
a third season and we go into syndication. It'd be awesome.
No, you got to have 5 seasons to go to syndication.
Oh.
Podcast seasons.
6 seasons podcast years.
Oh.
6 seasons in a movie. That's all we want.
That's on the
Team building
podcast.
exercise.
The movie.
The movie.
God. I live it. I wouldn't want anybody else to see that.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. It's been about 2 or 3 hours. I can't tell.
2 hours.
2 hours. All right.
2.
And guys, everybody that's watching and commenting, we appreciate it, guys. Like we said, if you're at Adepticon, come say what's up, hang out, play a few games with us.
Come to the booth.
Come to the booth. All right. Later, yo.
All right. Everyone have a good night.
Peace.